created a Cremation 3, which you all have a copy. Did I give you one, Jerry? Did I take
No.
one down? Okay, I have one, I'll bring you one.
Okay.
I'll get you one here in a minute.
All right.
Beaver Dam tree service, we'll talk more about in a little bit. And that is it, and then we have a new pour. So, yeah, the minutes are fine, I mean, what you have is totally fine. Like I say, the truck chassis, you don't have it on this, so you understand is, I bought the chassis, I bought the equipment, and our lovely street department put it together for me, which was great. I was going to, next year, so you understand, I'm sorry, let me back up. You gotta be a good steward of this, we get municipality discounts and stuff on this equipment, so you have to discern when it's the best time to sell, to get resell, to get new, because we get quite a bit off, which is very nice. Perfect example is my truck. When I was buying this, they looked at my work truck and said, when are you gonna trade it in? It's a 2016, I just rolled 40,000 miles on it. There isn't nothing wrong with it, I want you to understand this. I'm not telling you this because I want a new one, there's nothing wrong with it. They said, why don't you trade that in? And I said, okay, let's do a price. So they worked me up a new one. You know, plow package, different stuff, dual cab, blah, blah. I mean, I put all the bells and whistles just to see. It was mine in like 12,000. And I said, what's going on? And they said, they can't find, they would sell it. They would sell it for like 27,000. I'm like, you're kidding me. Now, once again, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't have a dual battery in it. I have a little trouble at winter, which the street's gonna help me fix it. I'm not gonna trade it. I was bouncing back. And the good stewardship is it's out of warranty, and I'm getting quite a bit of money, so do I buy a new one? Well, one side of my brain says yes, I battled myself for it. The other side's like, no, there's nothing wrong with it. And my other side won. I just don't think so. There's no reason to trade it. It's still a great truck, it runs good, whatever. But that's with equipment. When I came to the cemetery, the equipment wasn't that good. So anyway, back up to current for next year, because I had my budget done, I took one of my Chevy dump truck in because I thought, okay, it's time to trade. I didn't get out of the cemetery. I looked at the speedometer. It was 9,000 miles. I turned around and put it back. The bed is bad, so I talked to Street. They're going to help me rebid the back or redo the back bed and put the hydraulic lift on it that I need. So instead of spending 35,000, we're going to spend 10 because there's only 9,000, and there's nothing wrong with it. So that's what's hard in the city is because with municipality discounts and what we get, trade-in is really good and it's very enticing to do, and sometimes it's good stewardship to do it. But I just wanted to know where you were. So next year, I do have in for a dump truck. We're going to go a different avenue since they're going to rebuild this. So Jerry, you need to know that in my budget, but I'll tell you guys more about that, council, later. So anyway, that's with that. Cremation 4, I'm in the process of redesigning, and Jerry, let me get you this copy, I'm sorry. I have AutoCAD, so you know, and I draw a lot of the stuff and what we do. Why I'm going to redo this, if what you're looking at in this cremation garden, I ran out in 2. I have to have cremations on the rise. I've got to have an area to do that, because if not, they're going to take a full lot that holds a full body and put 2 ashes on it, okay? And we don't make land anymore. So with some thought and with my secretary, we kind of hashed some stuff out, and I went and looked at it. And when you go up to the heart, I have all this property that is just grass and we mow. So I designed what you see in front of you. And what I did is, it's a little different than how I was going to do the one, which is going to be 4 now. I was designing 4 like the 2 we have. I'm going a different direction. The main reason is guests want to have bigger stones. And in Cremation Garden, you're limited on size. So what I did is what's in front of you, I designed that as a half a lot. Okay? The foundation will be, they don't have to pay, they'll pay according to the size of their stone, but will be automatically 2 foot wide. And then the length will be depending on the stone. So this way, they can go to a full-size stone like they do in a full lot. Gives them more tablet space. It allows the monument companies to sell what the people want. When you start shrinking that tablet space, they can't get the stuff on they want. I'm seeing more and more of this. And like we talked last time, out there in a single lot, 36 was the biggest base you could go. I've okayed 48, so they can go with 36 tablets. So instead of a foot on each side of concrete, they'll have 6 inches. And there are people who are okay with that. So that's what you're seeing here. Now, cost. I can tell you in Cremation 2, my concrete cost was over $20,000. My sod was around $6,000. Okay, so, you know, less than 30, right around 30,000 to sell. Now, did we make the money back? Yes, okay. The foundations were already there, so we didn't make any money off the foundations. These, there's no foundations. I had the pins, it took us half a day to set it up. So we have no upfront cost in here on these. Already sold, people are loving it. That doesn't show everything is sold, that was one of the original. I think there's 9 or 10 sold, and I've already buried one in there already. So this is the start of what 4 is gonna look like. So instead of pouring a lot of concrete and having a lot of money up front, we will lay out what I call pins. It's just like we have pins out in the regular cemetery, so it's marked. Because like now it just looks like a bench of grass with these silver disc in, because there's no foundations. But we're gonna design that natural one similar to this, so they can have the stone of their that they want. It seems to be what they, I mean, people want the bigger stones and to honor their loved ones, and I have no problem with that. So for us, all that means is it's some work for me and my guys to lay out, but most of it is there's no money up front for us. So like on this one here, what you see is you see the price we sell them for, which is a little bit up from what we sold the other ones. And now we also will charge them for the foundation. So that it'll bring a little more revenue into the cemetery. Okay, clear as mud?
Yeah.
All right, any questions from you guys? Are we all good? Down there in front. You guys have any questions? You all good? I didn't want to move too fast, I'm sorry. Okay. With that, I'm still in old business. We'll go on to Beaver Dam. Beaver Dam has come out this year and taken, I believe, 15 trees out. They're back in right now and climbing and taking widowmakers out. If you want to see the pictures after, he was up climbing in some trees and looked over behind the office, and there was this walnut, and it looked kind of bad, not real bad. It was kind of still producing, and he's like, "How we need to take that down." Okay, so he's 20 some feet in the air cutting this down. He starts cutting the trunk, and it has this much wood around it. It's hollow all the way through.
wow.
I have pictures of it. I just went, did your heart skip a beat? Or it's not his, but mine did. But there's probably 20 feet of it that literally, it's that thick. I mean, the trunk's like this, but it's that thick all the way around. It's as hollow as it can be. So it was a good catch by him. So they're working around the lake road right now. I'm limited on funds, so they know when to stop. They'll be back next year to do it. But they're climbing some of these trees and just flipping the limbs. They're caught, they're called widowmakers, and they're just knocking them out for me because I don't want any guest hurt. So we have quite a bit to do there, sorry, Jerry. So I've got money in next year for it. It's gonna take some money to climb, but they're currently have three to four climbers. It's all family that are climbing right now and doing this. So anyway, onto that. As you see, the fifth pour. So we did a total of 118 foundations this year. I think we have like 9 on the list already to start for next year. Leaf season, of course, has been in big swing. Jerry and I talked about this earlier. I'm sure you guys have seen the big yellow truck sucking leaves. I don't know if you have or not. That's the new leaf sucker the street has. It's a one-man. It takes only one man instead of 3 to do it. He drives, he does it all by a joystick and picks them up. He's been actually coming into the cemetery and helping us out too. He can take out almost 4 loads in one trip to R1. It's saving us time, and we can blow more is what it's doing. And plus it's helping him. He runs his routes, and then if he's caught up and goes in the next day and then has time, he swings over and grabs a load or 2, so he's helping us out. So I was telling Jerry, I believe that was a great purchase for the street department. What it does, it frees up men for Dustin to do other stuff. He's doing quite a bit here. So that's going full swing. Wood giveaway, nobody has come yet, but it is opened up. We have plenty ready to split and ready to go for them. And Alaska Snows, I don't know if you know, we split wood, and they can go to Combined Community Service and get a voucher, and we give them a truckload a month. We load it. It's all split ready for them to burn to help heat their homes in the winter. People can't.
And that's just for our county residents, correct?
It is city, and we actually go out. Yeah, county. So,
Okay.
yep. We put it to city one year, and we want to expand. We do. I'm going to give you a wide range. Every year it's different. 30 to 60 loads a year is what it amounts to. but they'll bring their trucks, we fill it up with wood, and so it helps burn their house. So we just, combined community service helps me out, that who needs it and that kind of stuff. So that's in swing. Next year, in my budget, which they have approved and we're waiting to the end, I want to put a cold storage on the back of my shop, not the whole shop, only it's 40 by 40. I got a estimate from a company. I'd love to do it, but he'll have to bid it at the time. Like I say, it's 40 foot by 40 foot. I have drawn it on AutoCAD if you would like to see, well, the platform and elevations, that kind of stuff. I'm getting ready to go up and talk to James to help me get all the details for the bidding packets. His current estimate to do it, which will just have a limestone floor, is $60,092 currently. I have 80 in there, Jerry, so you know.
I was just ready to ask you if he's gonna have cement or what.
No, it'll be a metal building. What I'm gonna do is I'm going a little bit over, it'll have just a gravel floor right now, because it's just cold storage,
Yeah.
but I am having it insulated.
Yeah,
So if we ever have to turn it in, or somebody after me needs to turn it in to where they need to heat it, it's minimal. You pour a floor and throw heat in it and you're ready to go.
yeah.
So he's gracious enough to give me that quote. Also, I'll just throw in there why I'm doing it. Legion 1 Circle is becoming unsafe sidewalks. The trees are pushing things up. So I asked the same gentleman that I'd come in and give me an estimate roughly what it would be. Of course, we would do all the grass repair and stuff like that, but for him to tear out all that concrete, all those rings and put them in, he gave me a quote at $17,759. So we're looking into doing that. And that's a liability. I'm gonna have to do it within a year or two, is my guess. And those big trees are just pushing really, really hard. And it's been there
Will
for...
they have to take trees down then too?
I don't think so. We're gonna have to go and cut some roots
Yeah.
and kill off some root ends, which longevity, we might kill the tree, yes. We're gonna try to save them though. It's what makes that kind of pretty in there.
I know, of course, right down the street from me, they took down a big tree that was pushing up the sidewalk, and they ended up taking the roots out, and I mean, God, those things were big and they traveled everywhere.
Yeah, and we run into that, so you know, in doing funerals in the older areas or whatever. And I honestly I got a quote, today I got a nod from a lady. She owns 2 lots, so they've owned them forever, and it's gonna be her and her sister, and they wanna do a foundation. And I gotta take out a beautiful 20-foot living tree. I'm gonna have cut down next year and pull all that root system out, because it sits right where their foundation's supposed to be. So there wasn't much of an alternative. I offered extra other lots, but it's family and they wanna be there. So, yeah, sad to say, we dig some. I lose chainsaw, a lot of stuff, because we're cutting and digging roots out to get the holes open. But that's part of having a wooden cemetery. It just is what it is. So the cold storage. The other thing is we've been working on, Sheila with the Parks Department does their brochures every year. I don't know if you've seen all the Park Department, the stuff they put out. Sheila is very good at that and does it privately. The council last year, I believe, approved me to use her personally instead of like the city. So we put in a budget of $1,500 to pay her for this. I don't have them printed, I just got it. She printed one off, and this is nothing like it's gonna look. Now, there'll be no border or whatnot, but she has helped me put this together. I love it. She created our logo, our new Oakwood logo. In here, it starts out with a real simple map. You're welcome to look at it. We've put pictures and different things, and then, you would know this, but I forget QR codes. She has put in QR codes for history, like for the mayors, police, different stuff, where you just take your smartphone and go over it and it'll take you to the web. And what she's gonna do is she's meeting Thursday with Leanne. Leanne is like a detail freak and has done a lot of this, and so she will put all the information on the website. So we have control, and we're gonna do more of it. So that page looks like that. You're welcome to look at it. When I say I haven't sent it to printer yet, this is just one. I really like this idea. To further, so you know, the city's been doing diversity training. I believe that's what we've had. Bowen Center and a lady from upstairs talk to us about bias and different stuff. And all of a sudden, I was sitting there, light bulb went on. I don't have any rules in Spanish at all. And I have quite a few of Hispanic populations in my cemetery. So I'm gonna have to get somebody to translate that, my rules, and then also I will put it in here on a code where they can hit it, and then it'll come in Spanish also. We're gonna work on that. I don't have that done yet. That was just Wednesday, was our meeting. Also, the light bulb went on, and like, all my stuff is in English. I don't have anything. They're great people, and if they have a child and sometime I translate, I can talk, but I thought, why did I not have rules and stuff so they understand? So we'll be doing that also, so you know. Here, we'll try to work on it this winter and get it ready and get it going. Other than that, I have one more thing. Like I say, please look at that. Sheila did a great job on it. I have it all on a zip drive, and she's gonna help me when we send the printer and do different stuff. The pictures were taken by 2 local artists. It was Sheila and Hal Hagee, so. Just so you know. So don't ooh and ah too much. The last thing, and I know I've talked a lot and given you a lot of information, I'm sorry, but there's one thing I already talked to Jerry about, but I want you guys to understand and the press to understand, because I think it's a big deal. Maybe I'm Little Oakwood Cemetery, I'm too big. I've put a new road in for the cemetery. Okay, you guys all know that. Prior years, I've had to bid it out. Fenn and Brown, which is a great company, I'm not knocking Fenn and Brown, they got the jobs and different stuff. Council finally allowed the street department to buy a paver, which I've always thought was a cool thing, but they had their reasons, whatever, but finally bought one this year, okay? So in 2012 was the last time I put a road in, except for this year, okay? So in 2012, I put Aspen in, okay, and it cost me, for everything, was $59,610, okay? Now, if you do a 2% increase for 8 years, that becomes $64,975, okay? Quite a bit of money, right? With the street's help and me just buying material, it cost me $50,609 to put this new road in.
Nice.
That's almost a $15,000 savings. That's how much that street, I called Dustin today, I was putting the asset report together. That's a big deal and an attaboy to the council. I know it's tough to spend money. It's a $300,000 machine. But I think if Dustin would go through on the roads he's done and what he's done for the park and different stuff, he's probably almost paid for it in a year, or paid half of it. And it's just an attaboy. My voice is all I can do, because I can't repay the street department. Their mechanics help me out. They help me out. Dustin knows I'm there if they need me. They use me in the winter, a couple guys now and then. I can't replace all the work that they do for me. And it's just cool that how we work together. And when I put these numbers, I mean, you know, a couple hundred, okay, no big deal. This is substantial.
How much was it?
What's that? Did I put it in for?
The savings,
Roughly,
roughly.
well, it's 14,000 and change. I just said 15, so. And that's based on it. I just grabbed 2%. You know, like raises, we get 1%, maybe 3, whatever. I just took a 2%, so that you can't hold me to that. I don't know what asphalt went up in labor costs for that kind of field over the years, but I'm just saying on average, a 2% I just took from what I put in Aspen for. And we even did it for less than we put it in Aspen, because it was 59, I did it for 50. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and understand it's kind of cool that we are working together and saving money. And there is a reason to some of our madness. Just so you know. But I just wanted to throw that out publicly, because it means a lot. These guys are great, they work hard. And like I say, I don't know if you guys know, but they're doing that for the park right now at the BMX track. Okay, that drainage work, that 300 feet or whatever by 50 feet asphalt, they just put the base in today. So I'll let Dustin tell you the savings and Larry on that, but I'm sure it's substantial by us doing it. So anyway, with that, I just want to end it on a good note. I'm open for questions. Mr. President, or anybody?
I think so.
I didn't talk that fast, huh? Okay, it's up to you, sir.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right. Next meeting is when? November,
December.
Did we put it down?
Third.
Third?
Third.
Oh, did you get these?
I did.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect.